One of the things I find really interesting about these decisions that are coming out of the Supreme Court is that they are so strong again on party lines. Like you'll see the Republican justices, which there are six of them, three of them appointed by Trump, three of them appointed by Bush, and then you have another three that were appointed by both Obama and Ketanji Brown Jackson, who was appointed by Joe Biden. And these decisions are so along party lines that it makes you wonder whether or not whether or not there's bias, but whether or not there is some corruption going on the side of the Republicans. For a while, it looked like Amy Coney Barrett was like the lone person that was going against Trump. But even now, I'm noticing that she's starting to fall in line a little bit with the agenda as well. And it makes me wonder, like, if Trump had a conversation with them, like, hey, listen, either you're on my side or you're not. But we got to figure something out. I wouldn't put it past him. He's definitely the type of person that would uh, try to bogart his way into getting people to vote in a way that he wants them to vote. But this big one that came about, the immigration one, where they basically told the lower courts, like, hey, you can't do countrywide injunctions. Like, you can't stop a presidential executive order from going into place on a nationwide level. You could do it for that individual, you could do it for your area, but you can't do it for the whole nation. And the thing about that really trips me out is that you wonder what the motivation is to saying that they can't do that, right? If something is not good for someone in Mississippi, it's probably not good for someone in New York as well. So my basic gist and understanding of it is that they want individuals to be able to come to a federal court individually and make a petition for their specific case, which is going to be one, extremely difficult. Not everyone has access to a federal court, and two, it's going to overrun the court. So my thing is this: maybe there's going to be some sort of class action, but is that class action going to be based on that individual area, or is it going to be countrywide? And if it is countrywide and they take it to a lower court in a specific district, is that countrywide, are the countrywide plaintiffs only going to be, is the ruling only going to be specific to that one area? So it's really opening Pandora's box to a ton, a ton of other issues that would arise because of this. But the overall arching thing that I see is that they're coming for the 14th Amendment. Now, if you don't know what the 14th Amendment is, it was established after the Civil War to make sure that recently freed, formerly enslaved Africans had due process, right? They were able to vote. They were able to get essential services that were offered. They were able to, go to court, petition things, things like that. Now, eventually, in 1898, it did switch up. A man by the name of Wong Kim Ark, who was born in San Francisco. He went to China. When he came back, they wouldn't let him on the boat, off the boat, and it ended up becoming a huge deal because there was the Chinese Exclusion Act going on at the time, and basically, the 14th Amendment extended to immigrants after that. And that's a thing that conservatives have had in their crosshairs for a long time. They don't like the fact that someone who is born here has the opportunity by virtue of their birth to be a U.S. citizen. There's a myriad of different reasons why they don't like that. But honestly, what I think they're trying to do is a tiered system, very similar to Israel. Israel has a tiered system. Basically, if you are Jewish, you have access to 93% of the country. You essentially can go anywhere you want within the country. If you're a Palestinian, Israeli, or if you live on the West Bank, if you live in Gaza, you have different sets of rules that apply to you, and you have different levels of citizenship and basically different rights as well. Honestly, I think that's what they're going for. As they dismantle the 14th Amendment, they're going to gut everything so that they have a clean slate, and they're going to build something in their image that looks like the citizenship procedures that they envision. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. Let me know what you think. Remember, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know.